Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video, we'll be actually taking a look at patch 8.2. Just how broken it is with the brand new necklace stuff they added for the Heart of Azeroth, the essences, the class abilities that they're adding back into the game, and how busted the damage numbers are currently on the PTR. Now, the necklace is something that has been recently introduced on the PTR 8.2 patch, a patch that seems to want to improve on class balance as well as class complexity by adding us extra abilities from our necklace, the Heart of Azeroth. There's a lot of those active as well as passive effects that can be combined, but from testing on patch 8.1, it's obvious that none of these things are tuned quite yet. So there's a lot of busted combinations between Azeroth traits as well as certain items in the game, as well as certain necklace abilities. In this video, I'm going to try to showcase you guys some of the biggest bursts that I could come up with on a patch 8.2. while it's all busted and not very well tuned. Before we get into this video, and I know a lot of you guys will want to skip this part, if you are wondering what parameters we decided to go for this video, well, here are the parameters. 1, we're just trying to go for the biggest numbers possible. So when it comes to gearing up your character, choosing your spec, choosing your class, you can use whatever you want. PTR is full of vendors, and it's full of different abilities, different trinkets, any Azeroth trait you want. Anything is on the table. Use whatever is at your means. Use the train dummies to get certain procs for classes, but just try to get the biggest numbers, biggest bursts, whatever looks funny, whatever looks hilarious. Second, this video is very casually done. Most of this recorded just for fun on an afternoon. So we're not trying to showcase you guys, oh, this is how every class is going to play. No, this is really done just to see how far can we push some of the damage, how absurd can we make it. So this video is mostly for the entertainment value alone. It's not really to show you any kind of realistic playstyle of what each class is going to feel like when you're playing in PvP. And finally, most of the bursts will be either played by me or some of the guys who will mess around on PTR. Because we're not trying to get too sweaty, because the numbers are going to change anyway, we're just trying to see if we can come up with what can we do with very little effort. So you can always imagine what we're able to do now, but what an experienced player can do. If we're able to get some of the bursts that we're getting here, imagine what top tier players will be able to use with this. The way that PTR is at right now, it's absurd. It is not tuned. No bouncing has been done. So it's just really us messing around over a couple days. And this is my footage of me recording that messing around. That being said, I feel like I should state the obvious. Yes, this is patch 8.2 PTR. PTR is generally busted, and in no way it is a reflection of what the actual patch 8.2 will come out to be. I hope, because we know how Blizzard sometimes is. Sometimes they'll add stuff in the game, they'll fix what ain't broken, happens all the time, but I'm hoping that the final outcome is going to be a much more polished and clean version. The necklace was recently added. It has a lot of iterations in tune to go through, as so do a lot of the classes in the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and without further ado, enjoy the burst. Thank you guys so much for watching. One of the things you might have noticed if you were paying attention closely to this video is that we were using mostly one ability from the Heart of Azeroth essences to make this burst possible. It's called Blood of the Enemy. What it does is makes your abilities more likely to crit after bursting on an enemy with a little bit of shadow damage, and those abilities that do crit deal 35% more damage. Then combine that with a passive of an essence that's called Mother Protocol, where it has a very low chance to just do a blast for massive amount of damage, up to 40k in a single go. And then you kind of just pray for the planets to align and get the best burst potential. We didn't really have too many times to re-record certain bursts or retry them, because for the most part the proc rate seems to be pretty constant, pretty regular, so it really made for a fairly easy video to put together, especially when gathering the footage. Now, I do want to listen from you guys. What do you think about the Heart of Azeroth? Because last time I asked you guys a question on the community section for the YouTube. Some of you guys were excited, some not, but the majority of you were still unsure about the necklace. So if you guys said you were unsure about the necklace, if you're kind of on the fence, what are your thoughts here? Of course, this video doesn't represent what patch 8.2 and the burst and the damage is going to be like. This is not tuned yet. But what I think the necklace does is it offers kind of like a fill within certain classes, certain gaps that they have, certain abilities or certain playstyles where it just doesn't feel quite as right. Like Enhancement Shaman, for example. Enhancement Shaman used to be really good at the beginning of BFA, and as of right now, if you were to play Enhance, it is decent, it is a good class, but it is very sustain heavy, it doesn't really have that much of punchy burst damage. And now with the necklace, you can unlock yourself an active ability that increases the crit and how much crit damage you do. So if a couple of your abilities crit back to back, especially with how much procs you have, you can really snowball and actually outburst your class. To me, it seems that this is exactly what Blizzard is trying to aim for when adding the Heart of Azeroth abilities called Essences. The passives and actives help to fill holes that certain classes or specs may have, certain holes that a player can actually choose where they want to fill. So while this might not be the best move to make every class feel unique, as all these abilities are just necklace abilities instead of having themed abilities like certain for warriors, certain for paladins, certain for rogues, and so on, instead it gives you a whole generalized idea of what these abilities are to help players decide which parts, which holes in the class they might be able to fill, even though temporarily. So let me know what you guys' thoughts about that idea in the comments below. What do you think about the necklace? What do you think about the abilities? Are you feeling good about this stuff? Are you not really feeling good? Is this getting you excited or maybe less so? Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I do hope you enjoyed. I'll see all of you guys in the next one.